So my Browning Auto 5 project is complete. I'll give you a look at it here. I got back the receiver and the barrel that I sent out to black ice coatings last week, and I have the gun reassembled. Very happy how it turned out. In my opinion, it's a pretty sharp looking shotgun. So I figured I'd just kind of showcase the gun in this video and keep my ugly mug out of it. I'll definitely plan on doing a shooting video coming up where I'll take this to the range and I'll put some rounds through it. But yeah, so I'll just walk through it, kind of show what it looks like now. I put a 1-inch recoil pad on it. I think it's cut to, I believe, 13.5 length of pull. I believe is what I have on this. A little shorter than most standard shotguns, but it enabled me to shoot, possibly wearing body armor or a little more squared up to a target than like a traditional field gun. Had it sent out to black ice coatings. I highly recommend them for anybody that is potentially looking at doing something like this. As opposed to Cerakote, that can, in my experience anyhow, Cerakote can change some tolerances. This black ice coating is very, very thin. My understanding is it's a Teflon-based finish, and it adds lubricity to the parts. Black ice claims you don't need to use lubricants with this finish, and I kind of believe that because it's a very slick finish. It kind of reminds you of a non-stick frying pan, but they do most all the small parts. I requested them not to do the gold trigger, so the trigger's still gold, and I'm not sure, they left one pin here through the bolt, silver, which I think looks kind of sharp. I'm not sure. Maybe there might be a pin there as well. Can't tell if that's silver or black. But for the most part, they do all the small parts. They're able to do all the small parts, which adds corrosion resistance. For example, the firing pin is coated. The bolt face was coated. You can see the extractor is coated. Really cool. And so I think the cost for this shotgun was $250 to have them do that. Kind of comparable Cerakote, and in this case, I think I like it better, just because they can do most of the small parts. So moving forward, got the forend on here. You can see the grooves that I cut in with the table saw. Really like that. I got this is a 1-inch PVC pipe painted black. And then I had the magazine cap. I had it black ice coated as well. Here you can see the excess sights. I got the big dot tritium sight on there. Coming back along the barrel, you can see the solid rib. I took the top part of the ventilated rib off and cut the posts, but I left the bottom part of the ventilated rib, so I just have a solid rib now. Really happy how that turned out. I think it looks pretty sharp. So yeah, really happy how it turned out. I think it looks really sharp, but it looks utilitarian as well. Non-reflective matte finish. So we'll work our way around the other side of the gun. Since my last video, I did add these flutes to the comb. I'm kind of a fan of that. I thought it looked kind of clubby without it. I know it doesn't make much difference, but I'm a fan of that fluted comb. So I have the sling studs over here. Now the one thing I would do a little different, if I was going to do this over, I'd move this sling stud about somewhere between ½ inch or an inch further forward. I had a sling on here with kind of a stiff swivel, and then it had a buckle right here, and when it's slung up that way, when I throw it to my shoulder, sometimes that hard buckle is on my shoulder. So I'm going to make this work, and if I can't, I'll move it. But if anybody else is figuring on doing this, just move the stud forward a little bit further. I think what I'll do is I'll fix the sling with paracord here. That way I have a soft attachment point, and use a quick detachable swivel out at the fore end. So going forward here, yeah, you can see that black ice looks really sharp on here. Now they did the magazine cut off. Going forward, I got the grooves in the fore end on this side as well. This forward sling attachment point, it's a machine screw, but I actually welded a screw to it to make it longer in length, and it actually goes almost completely through the fore end. So, and it's set in epoxy, so it reinforces the fore end as well as a sling attachment point. So I have a pin here that reinforces the fore end, and then the sling swivel goes here. This stud rather, it goes completely through, set in epoxy. So anyhow, really happy how it turned out. Project's pretty much done other than putting a sling on it. And yeah, we'll take it out. I'll take it out here shortly, and we'll put some rounds through it at the range. Again, this is an auto 8. Pleasant surprise. I thought this was going to be a 7-round shotgun. It actually holds 8. So with that welded magazine tube, 7 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, so 8 rounds total. Yeah. Any questions, let me know, and stay tuned for the shooting video.